Guys, so I'm updating this video. That's the piston inside the servo cover. That's the piston that must slide when you change gears from second to third. And I was talking about the roughness here inside the piston, inside the cylinder that's in the transmission. But I also really want to mention something. That's the rod which will slide inside the transmission. So it has there's a tiny hole in the transmission. This rod might slide inside, and it must slide easily. When you remove the piston, I would strongly recommend to put a new piston in there. But if you want to save money or just don't have one on hand, touch this surface all around. If you feel any roughness, and I bet you will, go sand this with like again very gentle material. I'm gonna just turn it with the screwdriver thing, but go really smoothen this surface, make it real smooth by hand. It works really well with this. You want it to be really smooth, because this is actually in theory this must move longitudinally, but there will surely be friction here, and if the friction is too much, then it's gonna retard the piston, and that's where you feel that that delay and that kick second to third gear, because this guy wants to move, but it's too rough, the surface is too rough, it gets stuck a little bit, and then when the pressure it's even higher, it moves with a kick. So that's why that shifting is not smooth. So either replace it all, I would strongly recommend use a quality part. I'm not sure what brands are good for this, but use a quality part, or make sure this is real smooth in there, and you will really feel the difference when you first remove it, and then after you just, I don't know, just get this through the surface quite a bit of time, go in all directions, and you really feel the difference. And keep in mind that inside the transmission there's also a hole where this slides, and that hole it's made of alloy. This guys is steel, so there might be a surface wear inside the transmission on the surface which is in contact with this. Well, you cannot do anything about the transmission side because it's really tiny there. You cannot go in there and smoothen the surface, but at least you can smooth the surface on this guy. Really recommend it. Don't skip on this. And yeah, one last thing, when you remove the cover, let's see where I put it. So I show you guys a couple of tips. I used an extension like this, and I noticed at one point that it wasn't enough. It just doesn't force on the cover. Then you really need to find yourself a way to put some pressure on the cover. I just inserted this thing between the sway bar here, right there, and the other side was kicking somewhere in the middle of the cover. Don't put it on the side. You can grab it right near the center cross, right, just to be centered on the cover. But when you first want to remove the cover, before removing the circlip, you need to loosen it, to get it a little bit loose, because the guy is going to be stuck in there. So you may just put a lot of pressure on it, and you will notice the whole transmission is moving, but the guy doesn't push inside, so it's not going to free the circlip. So what you want to do when this guy is inside there, the first time you want to remove it, get something like, I have a long bar like this, it's really long. Get it fixed against the cover, maybe just grab it on the side like this. Be really careful, I don't have much light in there, not to put pressure on the tie rod, because it's gonna damage the seals inside the transmission, the steering rack. Do not put any pressure on it. Be really careful because it's really close to the sway bar. So grab this thing against the cover, and the other extremity, I don't have it here anymore, grab a good hammer and smash smash the bastard, okay? Give it a good kicks, like couple of kicks, until you feel, and you try again to put pressure on it like this, and you see the guy moving a little bit inside. That's when you know you can put pressure on it, push it a little bit, and remove the circlip. If you don't see the guy moving a little bit like this, you will not be able to remove the circlip. So really kick it with a hammer, like with an extension bar, to free it first, because the guy is stuck in there. Free it first, give it a good smash, couple of smashes, and once you try to put again the pressure on it and you see it moves, then you may start removing the circlip. Alright guys, I'm not gonna take you more time with this, but that's the whole idea. And I just want to say that once you get everything going the right way, is not that hard of a job actually. The space, it's really tight in there, but with the right tools, it's not that bad of a job. Wish you really good luck, and be patient, and try again. It's gonna work finally. So again, this is my setup: a long and a short 3/8 extension with a Torx. So what I do is, once you get the cover to shake a little bit, after you punch it a couple of times, you see it shakes. I just put this thing like that. That's just my car. I mean, you may find something better. I would just go like this, try with one hand, and I would just get the extension against the cover, and with the K I will just force it in there. And you even can leverage a little bit the K like this against the sway bar, of course. So it's really it gives you like a leverage, and you can even push it like that, and it's not so bad. I mean, you just force it with the hand in there, and you keep it in there. When you put the cover back on to place or to remove the clip, you keep it in there, forcing against the cover, and you just work on the clip itself. You don't move these guys from there.